Should I start investing in real estate in my 20s or 30s? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. All right, hey guys, welcome back. It's Eric.sztanyo from Keller Williams Realty and teamstanyo.com, where we are helping families find their way home. And I'm pumped about this video because I love talking about this topic, which is investing in real estate. And if I'm a young person or a young couple, should I be investing in real estate when I'm in my 20s or 30s even? Does it make sense even if I don't have a lot of money or, I don't know really what I'm doing because I've never done it before? My answer to this question is absolutely yes. Every time I get to talk to a young man and who's like potentially getting married soon or engaged, I'm like, where are you guys gonna live? And they're like, oh, we're gonna pick this apartment and blah, blah. I'm like, no, go buy a duplex, please. Like, I'm telling you, it's the best decision ever. And they're like, what, a duplex? And the reason why I tell this story is because this is my story. My wife and I did this early on in our marriage. Actually, the first house we bought wasn't a duplex, it was a single family home, but we ended up renting out that home and then buying a duplex. And it just, things started snowballing from there because you just kind of got addicted to it and you realize, oh, other people are helping us pay the mortgage. This is amazing. And there's even a little additional cash flow. Even in that first single family home, we had roommates who were helping us pay down the mortgage, and we were making extra money. So 3 things I want to say. Well, before I get into that, let me say this. If you've ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. But the basic idea of that book is you want to buy assets and not liabilities, right? Liabilities are, if you're not an accountant, it's really simple. Liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket and don't ever return. And assets might take money out of your pocket, but these are things that make money as well. So things like stocks or mutual funds or bonds or precious metals or real estate or businesses, right? These are all assets and these are ways you can make additional money. The same author, Robert Kiyosaki, wrote a book called, I think it's called The Cash Flow Quadrants. And there's 4 ways you can make money, right? You can either be an employee, you can be self-employed and run your own business, you could be a business owner, or your investments can make money. And the idea is to move more from this left side of the quadrant where you're an employee or self-employed and move over here to the right side of the quadrant where your businesses or your investments are actually making you money. So how does that work for real estate? Well, with real estate, when you're buying an asset, there is 4 ways that you make money with real estate. You can cash flow from the property, meaning the rents are higher than all of your expenses that you're paying. So you might cash flow $100 or $200 a month on a door, is what it's called in real estate. So if you have a duplex, you got 2 doors, you might cash flow $300 or $400 or $500 a month. That's great. That adds up to maybe $4,000 to $6,000 a year. Awesome. That's one way you make money. Another way you make money is you save on taxes. There are incredible benefits where you can write off the interest on the tax. You can also, when you sell for a profit, you can roll that into another property and delay taxes until a later date. There's all kinds of great tax advantages that come with owning real estate. This is why it's the #1 wealth builder of people in America and has been for literally hundreds of years. Number 3, there's appreciation. And so when you buy a property and the market goes up, let's say you bought a home for $100,000, but you go and sell it 10 years later for $150,000. What happened? Well, equity happened, right? The market rose and the property values went up and you made 50 grand just by owning this property. The next thing is amortization of the loan. So when you have a tenant in the property, they are every single month when they're paying you rent, you're taking that money and you're paying down the mortgage. And let's say you have a 30-year fixed loan. Every single month you're paying that mortgage down, you're paying off interest, but you're also paying off a little bit of principal on that property. And every little bit of principal means you own more of that property and your equity is growing. So when, let's say you bought it for $100,000, but let's say 10 years later, you only owe, $75,000 on it. So you sold it for $150, you not only got the 50 of the appreciation, but you also got the additional 25 that you paid down on the loan in those 10 years. So I love it. Real estate is an amazing way to make, there's so many ways to make money, but 3 things I want to talk about really quick is why you might want to do this early, right? When, let's say, before you have kids or a big family, this idea of house hacking or buying a duplex, buying something and fixing it up, or just buying something and getting in it. If you buy a duplex, let's say, that means it's a two-family unit. You're living on one side and someone's living on the other side. Well, they're essentially paying down your mortgage every month and you're living rent-free, right? You're living for free because they're paying your part of the mortgage. It's fantastic. When you do this when you're young, a couple things happen. One, you have a lot of time for this wealth to start to accumulate, right? You're not waiting until your 30s or 40s or 50s to start building these assets. You're getting started early and you're getting that momentum started early. And so it's a fantastic idea. If you don't mind, you know, if you can buy somewhere where someone else is helping you pay the mortgage, and it's an asset as opposed to just a liability where you're throwing your money at rent every month, this is a great idea where that wealth can accumulate. Secondly, when you do it when you're young, you're probably not going to know everything about it. In fact, when I bought my first duplex, I partnered with someone who's been doing real estate for about 15 years. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I want to partner with you. Can you help me buy the right property? He did. Bought an excellent property in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, and he property manages it. And I've learned so much throughout the years by his knowledge and his expertise, which is an incredible way. But when you know, when you're starting this when you're young, you have time to improve, like in this skill. And so you're going to learn every time you buy a property, you own a property, you're managing a property, whatever you're doing with it, you're building your skill muscle, right? You're getting better and stronger. And so when the next real estate opportunity comes along, you've got some experience and you can use that experience to be better and better at buying the next properties. And the last thing I would say is why it's such a good idea to start young is, I kind of mentioned this before, but there's a snowball effect. You build this momentum. You also kind of get a taste for it where you're like, hey, it's kind of nice when somebody Venmos me rent every single month. You know, here comes $750 and a little dollar. It's like cha-ching, and your phone buzzes. You're like, oh, that's great. That's great. I really like what other people are paying. And so you kind of get addicted, and then you realize you can build that into other properties and other properties. So I'm kind of rambling on this one, guys. I'm sorry, but what I'm trying to say overall is it's a fantastic idea to start getting into investment properties at a young age. Leverage the wisdom of other people who've gone before you, read books, get education. There's so much good free education out there, but don't overanalyze it too much where you never act. That analysis paralysis, they call it, right? Where you just like, I don't know how to do. Just get into it, make a move, and go forward from there. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope it gets you excited about investing in real estate. If this video was helpful, please like, please subscribe to our channel, please comment below. And if you need help looking for investment property in Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky, we'd love to help you out. Give us a call at Team Stanyo, 513-813-6293. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.